Hello guys, we're going to get started here in just a minute. Just going to share the link of this video to places here. Hi Beast Slayer, how you doing? I'm doing good. Alright. So this is the kickoff of Season 2. There's been division realignments. Now in the East would be the CEW, FTOA, and TWL. They switched over to this one. It was realigned based on the standings of last season. So we'll have a slightly different thing here. So opening up, we got DPS opening up in this one here. The opening match is a tag title shot match. With Hart and let's see, Punk fighting against the newly signed Motor City Machine Guns. All right. Yep. All right, let's see how this goes here. Kicking things off here. And the 2-point special on this one is any match that ends in submission gets 2 bonus points. Hi. Okay. LM2. A little arm drag there. Oh, tag made in the corner. Punk gets tossed out of the ring. Comes back in with the chair. Takes some kicks. Goes for a stretch. Suplex. Hart gets thrown in the corner. Takes a boot in there. Tag made on the other side. Punk gets tagged in. Ooh, takes a tornado DDT, I believe. Tilt-a-war backbreaker. And a drop kick by Punk. Oh, double team high kick. Jawbreaker counter. A counter Irish whip. Dodges the high knee. Yeah, they have a loose pairing for a lot of matches. Double team suplex. Oh, headlock takedown by Hart. Hart gets tossed to the corner. Takes a high kick. Actually, two kicks there. Oh, goes for a submission hold. Yeah, the 2K games it's interesting. 2K19, I played a lot of that one. I thought about doing stuff in that game that's related to this, but there's just certain aspects of it that kind of make it tough, especially when they close the community store. When it's very interesting comparing that with a game like this, because there's certain things in those games that you can do that you can't really do in this game. But there's a lot of stuff you can do in this game that you can't do in 2K games. It's a very apple and orange kind of thing. But at some point in the future, I might stream some 2K19 stuff. If I ever get 2K22, I might do that too. But it just that depends on the money. Oh, big Celtic cross right there. Ooh, I think that's a sliced bread finishing move right there. Yeah, 2.9 off that. Down neck breaker. Does it again. Oh, big high cross body. It's weird because in those games, like, you can have like 100 like downloads, or like 100 or 150 or whatever downloaded wrestlers, which sounds great, and it is, but when you get used to a game like this where you can have over thousands of wrestlers, it's kind of hard to go to 100. 1, 2, 3, 4, Shining Wizard. 100 on 2K22, yeah. Which is a good number, don't get me wrong. For what you can do in that game, it's a good number. I just remember doing 2K19, they were shutting down the community store, and I was trying to do all these like downloads of guys, and I kept hitting limitation walls because I couldn't get all these guys, and I'm just so used to doing that in Fire Pro where I could have all these different things. Like 2K is great. Yeah, I heard they did. I heard it was a pretty good change compared. I heard it was a better change than 2K19 to 2K20, because 2K20 they really messed that up. But I heard the controls were good in 2K22. I heard the game overall was way better than 2K20, but I know some people are kind of hesitant about it compared to 2K19. And I can kind of understand that, because I looked at the rosters in 2K19, they have a jacked roster of like legends and a lot of people. But 2K22 is a rebuilding installment though, so it's understandable that they'd be more on the short side. But they added GM mode back. Been recently playing that off screen on 06, and it's pretty fun. It's very similar to Fire Promoter, only definitely kind of a little, but a lot of differences though. But yeah. Oh, big tornado DDT from the jump. Yeah, exactly. Oh, total elimination maneuver. Hart gets tagged in. But the 100 limitation in a game like that is great if you're focused on like reliving specific things, like, oh, sharpshooter. Breaks out of it. Oh, setting him up on the back. Oh, big reverse suplex off the top rope. Like, if you want to relive, like, Attitude Era, Nitro, or whatever, it's perfect for that. It's perfect for, it's even good for reliving specific things. Yeah, it's great for that. The problem with the game, though, is that, because originally for 2K19, I recreated YWA stuff in that. But when they were shutting down the community store, and I was making all these downloads for guys because I wanted to have like a stacked like thing, I ended up having to delete pretty much everything because there wasn't enough room. And I just figured I'd rather have the legend stuff at that point, because if I'm gonna have all that quality for reliving, I'd rather have it be the legend stuff, because the stuff we do here in Fire... Oh, bookend right there. The stuff we do... Oh, Anaconda Vice! Oh, he has a tap! Punk and Hart get the win here. And the 2K... And the thing is, if I just did YWA stuff, it would have been fine. But unfortunately, this game, the Fire Pro game, has spoiled me. Because 100 created limitation with a download community store just doesn't do it for me. Yeah, when a match goes on as long as this, really, it doesn't take much in terms of submission. But it was a submission end, so DPS gets 2 bonus points for that. Oh shoot. I didn't catch the end rating. I'm gonna have to... 78? Yeah. Okay, that was 78. Okay. And that would have been a 2-point bonus. Well, it's tricky sometimes with how matches are judged. All right, next match here though, it's gonna be a singles. Omega. And that's the thing too, I want to review like I kind of want, because I heard 2K22 was going to be the last PS4 2K installment before they fully switched to next gen. I I thought about reviewing the PS4 variations of the 2K games, but apparently in 2K20, and this goes to show how messed up that game is. Um, um, it if you download that game to play 2K20, it will lock you out from playing 2K19. And I did not want to lose 2K19, and because of that, that kind of put a hankering on reviewing that series on that gen. So, because since they're ending with 2K22, I'd be more than happy to like review that generation right there of games. Because I did the PS3 installments a while ago, but because they do that, I can't really do that, unfortunately. However, I mean, if I ever do get a chance to get 2K22, I would probably review that on the channel, even though I have, despite like those kind of things. But then again, I don't know what they're going to do with 2K23, because I don't want to do the thing where I finally get 2K22 and then the 2K23 comes out and they're like, oh yeah, we included all these free legends, we have all this cool stuff, we have these new game modes and everything, and I just spent $40 on 2K22 without knowing what was going to be on 2K23. It's just one of those things. And plus, if they're doing yearly again, it kind of takes the energy out a little bit when you spend so much time on one installment creation and stuff, then the next game comes with all these flashy stuff, and you kind of start over on the next one. I kind of wish there was a way where you could port over your downloads and your customized characters onto the next installment, so it's not like you're starting from scratch every single installment. Because to be honest, I don't miss yearly installments in sports games at all, especially this generation. I would much rather have them just have one installment for 2 to 3 years and just let it, like, be before doing a whole nother thing, because these games have so much detail and so much customized stuff to do that it really takes a lot. And it would be nice to, like, have, like, time to, like, enjoy. That's why I love playing this game, because they let the game breathe. They didn't immediately come out with new installments, though after doing some research, there's a reason why to that. In fact, there's a good reason they're not going to have another one after this, because apparently it took a lot of protests from the creators of the game to even make this happen, because the people who own this Spike weren't the original owners. It was like HumanSoft or something like that. I forgot the specific name, but Spike recently got it. Yeah, 2K has the graphics, and here's the thing about, like, comparing 2K19 to this game. And this would be a great video to do, comparing this to 2K19, because with 2K19 you can belt customization is better in 2K19. I'll say that. Arena customization is better. However, you can't create moves in that game. You can't download new moves. You can't download music in that game. So you have to. So for entrance music, what's there is there. You know, you can't. You can't really form solid stables. Like, in those games, like, you can only form tag teams with up to 5 members, and that's it. Like, the stable game in 2K19 is very weak, in my opinion. It's workable, but it could be a whole lot better. Let's see what else. Gameplay. That's a whole different beast too. It's weird. I remember a while back, one of Corey's friends, we were playing some wrestling games, and I showed him this game, and he had a tough time with it, but he did the training mode, and he eventually got the hang of it slightly. He was a bit mixed about it at first, in terms of playing. Then we played 2K19, and after a minute of it, he's like, I hate this, I do not want to play this game. And it's weird, because 2K19 is a great game, but it was such a jump for gameplay. Now, the biggest difference, for me at least, is... Oh, and match variation from game to game. Now, that's an interesting one, too, because I think, between the two, I think 2K19 probably has the edge on match variation, but you can't argue with a game that has barbed wire deathmatch, landmine deathmatch. I mean, when you have those kind of options, that really boosts you up quite a lot. But, like I said, but yeah, 2K19 has a slight edge on that. I can live with some of those limitations, but yeah, there are some odd limitations though in this game. Like in 2K19, you don't need to set a belt to be defended in specific things. You could defend the general belt in all match types. That's a flaw in this game. However, game CPU, I would say is probably better in this game. I don't know how entertaining it would be to watch a simulated 2K19 match. I don't know if you would get a good quality wrestling match from the CPU like you do in this. That's kind of the biggest hesitation I have about doing like creative stuff in other wrestling games on the channel outside of this, because what really makes this game so good is the fact that the CPU matches are run so well. You have such great... Now, in terms of sheer customization overall, I think this game's better than 2K19 because the elements that you need in-depth creation in, you have it in this game. 2K19... Oh, Sting's coming down to interfere. 2K19, you can get all the bells and whistles to the lore, but when it comes down to the actual match and when shit gets to shit, that's kind of when this game kind of shines over that. And the interesting thing about this game, the areas you can't really custom. Oh, look at that! Omega gets the win after some interference from Sting. Bang! Surfer Sting. I love that he got Surfer Sting. You know, I am a little surprised he didn't get Flair, because I feel like recreating the Flair-Sting rivalry here would be fantastic, but I do believe he's still a free agent. That got 87. Alright, last match here. It's a title match between Kurt Angle and AJ Styles. But yeah, it's one of those things where I feel like overall, I feel like this game I feel like the areas where you could like go crazy in depth with creation, you can, and it's great. But that's the thing too about 2K19 is that you can't really create new moves. It has great moves available, but you can't create new moves. You can't import music. You know, the areas that this game you can have liberty in are the best areas to have liberty in. There's a lot of liberty in 2K19 to do things, but it's in areas that at the end of the day you could probably live without if you had to, which this game kind of does. The only thing about this game I wish they would improve on are those odd limitations, like having like the belt, like the belt limitation thing is probably my only real gripe, really, is that, because I just feel like that just really makes it tough to do certain things, and that's something I hope they improve whenever they do another installment. Even the Battle Royale thing, having it limited to 8, I would prefer a more traditional Rumble option, but I can live with it because you can still do a lot of cool shit with it despite that. And plus, like I said, this game's based on Japanese wrestling, so there's certain elements in this game that a normal American wrestling game doesn't have because it's not based on American wrestling. And then... But yeah, I could do a whole video on that, and I probably will at some point. And I probably would use 2K19 because, I mean, 2K22 would be a good one to do, but I feel like 19 would better reflect, like, because this game came out in 2017, and its last major update, I believe, was in, I think, like, a couple years ago during, I believe like in 2020 maybe, but I don't take my word on that. My memory's a little fuzzy. But this game, I think this game's gonna age better though over time. The only issue this game could have, because apparently the download community store apparently in this game was supposed to shut down this year, but the creators gave it extra time to like live program wise because so many people were still using it. But I will say it had stinging tests. You know, if you guys want to, I could post like your rosters and your current title holders. Yeah, but you still got quite a few points though. You could purchase an extra roster slot if you wanted to. I also thought about introducing a new thing called a restricted free agents, where you could like put a free agent on a restricted list. You still would have to pay points to use them, but you get first dibs. But if you don't fully have him on the roster within like a few division rounds, then you have to let him go and you can't use him for the rest of the season. Yeah, and you do. I will say though, I think long term, I think I'm gonna have a roster limit of, and don't take my word for this, because this could change, a roster limit of 20, because between the divisional events, like you're not gonna use all of them, so you know, at some point you're gonna have to rely on pay-per-views to really use your whole roster. But even if that's the case, you have 20 wrestlers combined with the use of guest wrestlers from other promotions, that would probably work with an 8 or 10 match pay-per-view. And plus also there's only so many wrestlers we're gonna have in this mode, because there's only so many real notable wrestlers to put in, unless you count Eli's purchasing for the video game characters. I mean, if you throw that in, then that could expand it a bit, but I don't think everyone in the no offense to Eli's choice of wrestlers, but I don't think everyone wants to get Leo from Red Earth or the Scorpion from, well, some people might like Saturday Night Slam Master guys, but it's definitely, I love seeing like how each promotion like does their own thing. It certainly reflects like current wrestling today, like there's so many different types. But yeah, at some point I think I will do like a 2K19 versus Fire Pro Wrestling video. I mean, some people would probably stick with 2K17 for that because they came out at the same time, or 2K18 or whatever, but 2K19 I think is the better comparison, because you had that game for years. It was like the game to use for many years, like Fire Pro was. Oh, it's good. Yeah, you see, exactly, that's the coolness of this, is that everyone has their own thing. And the thing is, you see, if Fire Promoter allowed for more flexibility, I would love to do something like this in Fire Promoter, but Fire Promoter was definitely it was one of the last things added to the game before they fully stopped putting new stuff in, so they didn't spend a lot of time ironing out specific things. It's still a great mode, I still love using it, but there are certainly odd limitations in that, and like the game overall, that really kinda had to make you think outside the box on a lot of things. But that's the beauty of the game too, is that you can. Yeah, it's interesting because Eli's promotion is very female junior wrestler driven, which is great. But I feel like it's funny here. This game, ankle lock. This game offers a lot of creativity, but you can only do so much in the game. Oh, he's getting ready for a phenomenal forearm. Gets dodged. But yeah, in terms of match creatability and variance, 2K19 probably has... Oh, Diamond Cutter. 2K19 probably has the edge in that, but I still think you can still do well in this game overall with the match one, so it's not a full thing. Oh, Styles Clash on the concrete floor. They gotta get back in the ring there. Barely get back in. Oh, now does Styles Clash in the ring. Let's see if it clears the rope, so I don't think it is. Yeah, it's a rope break. Oh, I finally figured out how to do like to more. Oh. Oh, finally lands a phenomenal forearm. I finally figured out how to do like priority moves in this game where you can kind of help the wrestler kind of focus on specific movements. Like for example, like having Hulk Hogan do his Hulk up, big boot, and then leg drop. Oh, here comes Taz. Looks like we're gonna see a little bit of Taz after all. I wonder who's he gonna help though. Oh, he's helping Styles, attacking Angle. The Royal Rumble 2000 match continues. Really, in terms of like, if I was gonna pick a game other than this to do YWA creation stuff or just sheer creativity in general, really the closest game I found that could do that so far is probably 2K14 on PS3, because you can still download music, you can create moves, you can create stories, you can create belts and have belt histories, and you still have stables and stuff. The only problem with that game was that I wouldn't be able to stream it. That really would be the only limitation, other than I don't know how good CPU matches would be. Oh yeah, Neon Green. Got 2 on that. So far. Here Comes the Pain would be fantastic, dude, but the problem with Here Comes the Pain is that you can't do belt history stuff or anything, so it's definitely, you have to do a lot to imagination. No Mercy, there's potential for No Mercy to do that stuff. It's just the creation elements would be a little bit more on the limited side for wrestlers and stuff, and stables and whatnot. What else? I've been experimenting with 06 S versus R06 quite a bit. That one has potential. But, like I said, like, simulated matches have to be high quality, and I feel like, when shit comes to shit, I feel like there's not a lot of games that deliver that. I feel like No Mercy's the closest to actual watching good CPU matches to this game. Here Comes the Pain would be for matches too if they had the ability to do like belt history stuff, because No Mercy you can. You would have to unlock the belts, but you could. What makes this game though great though too is the match evaluation thing. Oh, Schoolboy wasn't enough. It is. He got caught up in the Schoolboy. Angle gets the win. Got a 91 right there. Yep. Sweet. Okay, now let me see how well this rated here. Pretty good numbers here for this opener here. So this one got an 85. So solid right there, solid first. And also, I made a lot of updates on the Discord, but I also want to say this. So, going forward, how we're going to determine like the prize is going to be a jackpot style kind of thing, where each like divisional event, like if the majority is like 80 for the promotions, like if 2 out of 3 is in the 80s or whatever, it gets 2 points. If 2 out of 3 is in the 90s, it gets 3. Anything other than that is a 0. In each divisional will add points, and whatever the final one is at the end of the season will be the prize for it. But that would be a good series. Well, now I think about a good series, like looking for the best, like looking for the best Fire Pro game, quote unquote, without it actually being Fire Pro. Because I would love to like see if there's any wrestling games out there that can match what this game does. I think the closest I've found so far is No Mercy, 2K14, or really 2K14, and 2K19. Maybe 2K19 could have been a couple years ago, but now with everything, it's kind of shut off, unfortunately. 2K22 could be, but I gotta review that one before I say anything about that. 06, SVR06 on PS2 has potential for that as well. Alright, next is Star Fox here. Oh, thank you. I guess a better name of that, looking for the best open world video games, because so far this is the best open world video game for wrestling, best open world wrestling games where you can literally just make anything. This is the best, but the next best one, that's something I kind of wanted to look for, because it would be interesting, because it would be interesting to see if I could find one that does offer some things, because I know there are benefits of doing the 3D way of match stuff, but man, this is a game that, despite everything, this game will always be used as the ultimate like YWTWN stuff. It just offers the perfect amount. Okay. Alright, pretty set right there. Alright. Opening match for this is Great Muta versus the British Bulldog for Star Fox here. Where is he? Right here. But what I was saying a little bit ago, I finally figured out in this game how to do priority moves where, like, for example, I remember a while back, Beast there, when we first created your guy in YWA, you wanted your finisher to be the Texas Cloverleaf, but I didn't have a way then to, like, make it happen in specific circumstances. But now it can, and it happened because I was messing around with the Dean Malenko edit. And for him in real life, how he ended his matches, he did his double underhook powerbomb or the Tiger Driver whip in this game, and then he followed up with his Texas Cloverleaf. Well, I finally figured out how to do that, where after he does his double underhook powerbomb, he goes to the Texas Cloverleaf hold. I finally figured out how to do that kind of thing in this game, so that definitely could lead to stuff in the future. And I finally found the elusive move. I finally found like a front grapple move that's a tornado DDT. Because before that, in order to do one, it had to be like a running move or a top rope move. But I finally found someone finally made a move that you could do that with, which is great. I also have to post like your guys' point updates, but I'll read them off here. So far, DPS, you have 45 points. LGC also has 45 points after his pay-per-view. Beast Slayer, right now you have 99 points. Eli has 65, Star Fox has 60, and my promotion, we have 3 so far for winning that in a promotional match the other night at the pay-per-view. But yeah, I also guys, I also actually, you know what? That 99 was that 99 was actually before you did that purchase the other night. So you actually have 79 now because you got that other thing we mentioned. I forgot to take it away, but you still got a lot. Monkey flip counter there. Yeah, I also want to try to do TWN West tomorrow, but I need to get LJC's and Eli's booking, so I'll have to ask them about that here.
Give up. Give up. Give up.
He is getting himself prepared for a future run at.
Give up. Give
Oh,
up.
who's his tag partner, Star Fox? Is it Liger? 'Cause I know he teamed up in the last event. Oh, here comes Von Erich. Oh, big counter from Bulldog from the top rope.
One.
Liger, do you want them to form an official tag team in the game, or is it more of a loose partnership, if you will? But yeah, that's another thing with stables in the 2K19 game. Like I said, stables, they're not even called stables, they're called tag teams. And you can have up to 5 members in there, but it'll only recognize 2 of them as official. Loose partnership, okay. But in this game, you can name a group and you can have literally as many people as you want in it. Same thing with promotions, everything. Despite all the inconsistencies in the presentation of 2K19, there's just some aspects of it that just, like I said, odd limitations. Both of these games have odd limitations. I feel like it harms 2K more, I think, because you just see that game and you just see how big it can be, but those odd limitations in it just hold it back. And this game, the only odd limitations in this game are just stuff from Japanese wrestling in general, like the match types and whatnot.
One,
but
two,
yeah.
3.
The TWN heavyweight, interesting. The current champion, who's the current champion right now? John Studd is. Unless, yeah, Muta. That's Muta. I mean, Muta in a nutshell, right there. Big DDT right there. Oh, I got a 2 count that.
One, two, three.
Bruiser Brody. That reminds me too, I also didn't know if this got put out there, but for the defense rotation, from now on, and I think I did put it on the Discord too, but from now on, you'll get to choose whether you want to challenge. Oh, Muta wins with the German suplex with the bridge. But for now on, you get a choice. You can when it's your turn for challenging, you can either challenge for the single heavyweight belt or the tag team heavyweight belt. So you get a choice with that. The point awards and stuff is the same. It just depends on what you would prefer to do. Yeah, it looks like Muta might be the original German suplex is what that move's called. The original. That 92 there. Alright, next is a tag match here. Michael Hayes and Magnum TA will be teaming up here. And they'll be facing the Outsiders with Eric Bischoff on the sideline. Okay. You know what? It's interesting, Star Fox, because you have Hogan. You could reunite the NWO if you wanted to. It is very tempting. Now that I just thought of it in my head, you could go full NWO. All right, that should fill up there. Yeah, exactly, Star Fox. You could go either way with it. That could be a mega storyline right there, Star Fox. Who would Hulk Hogan side with? The Mega Powers or the NWO? Big power pull between that. Yeah, that's true too. You know, I remember reading a while back And I think I posted on the Discord that apparently the original plan was to have Sting be the turncoat and be the leader of the NWO. Which, God, how different would things be if Sting was the main villain? I think he would have done great at it, but it would have been so different. But I don't know how much it would benefit though, because if Hulk Hogan was still babyface and he was going against NWO guys, he'd probably beat them like all the time. You know, it'd probably just be more like Hulk shenanigans. Him turning heel probably, in some ways it prevented all that, but at the same time it kind of didn't in the larger scheme of things. I mean, to be honest, I would much rather... I think WCW would have benefited the absolute best if they never signed Hulk Hogan, in my opinion. Long-term speaking, I think they would have been better off, because I feel like Hulk Hogan, because of his paranoia about protecting his image, I felt like it kind of hurt, like, his, like, I feel like it hurt the overall ability for WCW to tell a fair story without resorting to, like, shenanigans to make Hulk protected, quote-unquote, despite the fact that he was a heel and he shouldn't need that kind of thing because, you know, he's the heel.
Give up.
But Because that's the thing, too. Even if you would have Sting turned heel for NWO, Savage would have been a great babyface to fight him. You know? Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we went that route, then the DDP Macho Man rivalry wouldn't have really been a thing, which would have sucked because it's one of my favorite rivalries ever. I mean, to be honest, if I was gonna dream book it, I wouldn't sign Hogan. I would actually have Savage turn heel and have him lead the NWO, because you still could have had the DDP rivalry. You still could have had Sting with his big build up against the NWO. I mean, you didn't really have to change that much, in all honesty. Outside of, like, all the Hogan matches would be replaced by Randy Savage. Which I think would have been better, because unlike Hogan, Savage was more than happy. Oh, look at that strike from Bischoff.
17.
Yeah, exactly. The GM's role, yeah. Because you wouldn't have to change much. Savage would have been... And that's the thing, too. Savage, unlike Hogan, Savage was more than happy to let the other guys get a win on him. Like, that's what birthed that legendary rivalry, because Savage was more than happy to let DDP get wins on him. Which made a huge difference, because if he was like Hogan or some of the other guys and say, no, I'm going to squash this guy, I mean, we would have lost a legendary thing, you know? I mean, imagine if... I mean, I'm surprised, like I said before, I'm surprised Hogan dropped the belt to Luger and Goldberg. And I think the only reason why he allowed for that, because there was little things going on that distracted him during the match, that kind of thing, and it's just... Yeah, I just think that Hogan turning heel was great. Don't get me wrong, it certainly was a great moment, and I think it benefited his career by a ton having him turn heel. But for some reason, I just feel like in the long term, I feel like it just hurt them more. I mean, if Hogan was willing to play ball with a lot of those guys, that would have made a huge difference. But he wasn't. And knowing his history, I don't quite blame him being protective of his character because of his experiences in the AWA. So I kind of get it. Oh, Von Erich's interfering again. Look, he's helping Hayes and TA. Yeah, exactly. Because frickin', yeah, Vern. I mean, geez, here's a big change in history. Imagine if Vern allowed Hogan to be Hogan in his promotion. If he let Hulkamania run wild in the AWA. You know how much things would have changed if Hogan never went to the WWF? Yeah, Kurt Hennig, Scott Hall, Iron Sheik, Sergeant Slaughter, if all those guys stayed there, and plus some up-and-comer, the Rockers. Yellow D was in the AWA for a spell. Imagine if they kept them longer. I mean, AWA could have lived. But no, but nope. They had to keep it their way. And the sad part about it is, if they were around today doing that stuff, they would have been fine. They would have had an audience that would have loved doing what they did, but it wasn't like that back then. Oh, big Oklahoma Stampede. The cover, only 2.9 there. Nash and TA there. Oh yeah, Luger, wow. Talk about... Man. You know, a guy I always love, but I don't think gets enough credit, kinda, is... To a degree, I think it's Sid Vicious. I always loved, or Psycho Sid or whatever. I always loved kind of Psycho Sid. I loved his promos because they were so out of nowhere. Oh, Outsider's Edge. I mean, and to be honest, because I've heard him in interviews, and he's not like that character. Because I've read a lot of people think that like Sid was just terrible at promos because he was so incoherent. But I think it adds to the character because despite a lot of his promos get labeled as botches, I don't see them as botches. I legit think that he was portraying the Sid character as just someone who's just insane. Yeah, because Sid, well, but that's because Sid was interesting. Like, say what you want about how incoherent his promos, how they don't make a lick of sense. He was interesting, and he was intimidating. I mean, the guy was freaking massive, and big DDT finisher right there. And the guy did well enough in the ring. I mean, he was just a basic power wrestler with the choke slam and the power bomb. But the way he moved in the ring and everything, and the way he worked with the crowd was very just... I mean, people were captured by him because of just how, like, freaking insane he was. And I'll take that over, like, you know, traditional stuff any day of the week. And it was a shame how he went to getting his leg mangled like that. Wow, what a terrible way to end your career. And it wasn't even his fault either. It was just a botch, or from what I remember. Oh, the Steiner Math promo was fantastic. I've seen clips of videos where people say the Steiner Math actually legit makes sense and it actually works, which is crazy to think about. Oh, Bischoff causing a distraction. This match only has a 30-minute time limit, so we don't have this... We're about 2/3 in here. Big tag there. Oh, schoolboy kick. Oh, pile driver. Goes for a cover. That's not going to get much, being too close to Halt Nash right there. Oh, Outsider's Edge. Oh, belly to belly slam, his finisher there.
Get away!
Eric Bischoff causing another distraction. For a cover. Fall away slam. Hall gets tagged in. Double team power bomb. Double team suplex. Oh, both men are down. TA first one up, makes a tag to Hayes. Russian leg sweep counter. Missed elbow drop. Big bulldog. Their pile driver. Looks for cover, but Bischoff causes another distraction. Less than a minute left. This is the big moment here. It's either do or die here. Oh man, it's gonna end in chaos.
30 more seconds.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, Bischoff laying it down right there.
10 more seconds. 7, 8.
And we're ending a draw. For the rematch. 86. Alright, main event here. Hulk Hogan's gonna take on Macho Man in a non-title match. Because Hulk Hogan's the current TWN National Champion. And Savage is the current TWL Champion. Alright, let's see how this goes here. Hogan Savage. Well, here we go. Oh. The Genesis Macho Man music. What did I type? What did I type it in for? Star Fox.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
on the thing I got TWN on the main like streaming title thing. So no, I posted this in Discord too, but all the AWF belts that Smith had, I converted them to TWN mid-card belts.
Yeah.
So his AWF heavyweight belt is now the TWN national belt. His AWF tag belts are now the TWN national tag belts. And his AWF IC belt is now the TWN broadcast belt. So that's what they are now. So far, the broadcast belt and the TWN national tag belts, those guys are free agents. So if anyone wanted to challenge for those belts, they could without just paying the standard free agent fee. Because Demolition has the national tag ones. Okay, yeah, I know it's a lot of changes. I did a lot of shit with this season, so I get that some of it may get lost in the word vomit of it all. I also, before I forget, yeah, and those belts won't have a rotation for defense. The only requirement for those belts is that they will have to be defended at pay-per-view, at any pay-per-view that wrestler has a match in. Other than that, they're free to go whenever, whatever. The defense system for that for points is that it's the old system where if you win them, it's 4 points to defend them. It's 2 points. Defend them again, it's 3, and so on. With the main event belts, the tag and the heavyweight one, those have been moved up. It's now from 4 to 6 and from 2 to 3 in those regards. The 2 count right there.
Give up. Give up.
But yeah, hopefully, if I get booking from Eli and LJC, I could do the next round tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna do a second stream today though, like I thought I would. Oh, what's this? Oh, he stole his signature right there. But there's a chance I could probably do 2 tomorrow though. So we'll have to see on that. I will drop with the cover. No problem. But yeah, the current national tag champs in free agent is Demolition, and the broadcast champ that's in free agent addition is Jake Roberts. Hogan, who has the normal national belt, of course, he's with TWL.
Finish. Break. Yeah.
10 minutes.
1, 2.
We got 2 count after that gorilla press there. Alright, sweet. Star Fox putting in a 10 match. They've only had one 10 match pay-per-view so far. That was a CEW, what was it? CEW, I forgot the surname. But CEW had a 10 match pay-per-view a while back, so that'll be the second one there for 10 match.
Yeah. Finish.
Leg drop. Summer Inferno, yes, that's what it was. Leg drop. Goes for a cover. 2.9, almost had him. Bear hug.
Give up. Give up.
I think this is actually Hogan's first match in the TWL after being in the EWF. Boston Crab
Give
here.
up. Give up. Give up. Give up.
Chop trading.
Yeah.
Hogan getting winded after that big boot. Backbreaker. Hogan needs to catch his breath. He is going down on fumes here. It's Hulkamania versus Madness. Oh, flying crossbody into a cover. Almost had him. Not like Savage. Yes, that is true. That is very true.
Give up. Give up.
Star Fox. It is another. It was, yeah, that was a while ago. Wasn't that the match that The Rock tried to cash in to get the belt and failed?
One, two. Yeah.
Atomic drop. Yeah, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Hogan is freaking spent. Hi, Sanders. How you doing? Then the lock lost to a video game. Oh, Savage tapped out to headlocks. Hogan wins. I got a 92. Yeah, well, it can happen. Alright, let's see the calculation for this here. But that was a submission victory, so I got two bonus points there. So that got an overall of 90. So far, Star Fox is in the lead, but we're not done yet. We still got Beast Slayer's promotion to get to here. And it's a big series of title matches here. Actually, it's for tags, okay. So the first match, CEW spend. Oh, you also spend 4 points of having them here, but I'll take care of all the point stuff after the stream. For that. Let's see, where are they? But let's see. Demolition from Free Agency, they're being challenged by the Brothers of Destruction for the National Tag Championships. Create your own player and play them on the field. Yeah, yeah, that's actually funny you mentioned that. The player I created that created a player video, I've been using him inadvertently in the owner's mode review. I haven't played a game with him, just sim with the career. That is something to consider. I wouldn't mind. That actually would be a good video because it's one thing to create a player, but to test them out in a game would be a whole different story. So that's something that I could do in the future. It probably will be a minute because I am in the middle of doing the owner's mode review in that game, and that I've had a lot of fun with that. But it does take time because I'm doing all 30 seasons, a season of video, and that can take a minute. But I will try that out at some point. That will go great with the training video playlist, though, that's for sure. Alright, let's see here. Alright, let's see. The score to beat is 90 tonight. It's messed up because it's a PS1 game from '99. I mean, that's the best answer I could give for that is the graphics back then were not good. They were good then because that's all they had. That was the step. Just like how when people look back at some PS2 games nowadays and think it looks awful. I mean, now we look at PS1 games. I mean, graphically, PS1 games were never strong. They were all, like, nowadays, they don't hold up well at all, really. And it's not just go for the Stone Cold tattoo, it's for a lot of stuff. So if it looks messed up, it's not a sole instance. That generation for, like, 3D is not a polished generation. Still a fun generation. Still entertaining. And it's not like there wasn't games back then that didn't look good graphically. There was just a lot of instances where it wasn't because it was the first time we were going full 3D. And 3D can be very tricky to make look pretty. It takes a lot of work. That's why you see a lot of independent video game makers do a lot of 16-bit games because they're easy to program and they look great. They're very eye-catching. Oh, old school right off the bat. And since these are for the national belts, TWN belts, if BOD wins this, the promotion will get 4 points. However, and I haven't mentioned this yet, but if a free agent that has a belt, TWN belt, and successfully defends it, the points they get will go straight to the jackpot. So they could add 2 points to the jackpot already. So that should be interesting to see. And I keep forgetting to mention this, but on the yeah, they probably made changes in the sequel. They probably tried cleaning a lot of the stuff up in the sequel because they're trying to make improvements across the board. So any changes you see with that, that's probably a result of that. But yeah, on the Camping Company Discord, I created a TWN chat, and I posted a lot of TWN information in that and pinned it. So if any of you guys need like a reference to that stuff, go ahead and join that Discord, because I didn't want to clog it on the Fire Pro chat in the RSD Discord, because we talk a lot in that, and it's very easy for key information to get lost in that. So I wanted to put it in a place where you guys can find it pretty easily. Because the TWN stuff has a lot of crazy shit and a lot of stuff we do in it, so it can get very easy to lose track of specific things. Oh, suplex counter right there. Taker's out of the ring. Low blow. Oh, tag made. Oh, look at this. We got who's that coming down to the ring? Oh, he's helping Demolition out. He's probably a free agent. Free agent wrestlers helping out Demolition here. Oh, that's it's better in No Mercy, because No Mercy was an N64 game. The PS1 games only had 32 bits. The N64 games had 64 bits. So for a lot of N64 games, the graphics were a lot better than the PS1 games. That's why it looked better in No Mercy, because the graphics were better in No Mercy, because they had more bits to work with. Ivan Koloff, yeah, you're right, it is. It is Koloff. Oh, spot, a little choke bomb there. Demolition was also been on a streak. Like, they first won those belts in the AWF, and they never lost them. So it'd be a feat to kind of beat them here. Oh, chokes! Oh, he just critical him with the choke slam from hell. But King, I don't think King was even the legal man, though. That's the crazy thing. But there we go, though. Not a high-ranking match, though. Kind of on the short side. But we got new national TWN national tag champions. And that one will get 4 for that win there. There we go, Beast Slayer. You got some new belt holders here. Brothers of Destruction. Alright, next match here is Owen Hart versus the Iron Sheik in a landmine death match for a new CEW belt, the CEW IC belt. Unfortunately, landmine matches don't have like a multi-single man option like the Battle Royale stuff. If you, I can make it a triple threat. I just couldn't do it in a landmine. That's the only thing. So I'll leave that. Would you prefer a triple threat Beast Slayer with Sabu? No landmine. Okay. Oh, Raw 2, I did review that game in the Sports Game Reviews playlist a while back. That game does have very solid wrestling. I was talking earlier in the stream about trying to find great open world wrestling games, and the Raw 2 game could work with that. It actually has a lot of elements you could do for doing a solid open world game. So that's something to look for as well. But I did review that game a while back. It's a decent game. I tried doing the season mode in that. It's not bad, but it's a little bit on the dry side. And I still got to get the hang of playing it, so I haven't really done a lot with it yet in my off time. I mostly been on SmackDown vs. Raw 06. What was I? Oh yeah, Hart in... Where was I? Yeah, Hart and Sheik. Okay. Yeah, sometimes the stuff with like it says it's a title match, 30 minutes. Yeah, that's kind of the thing sometimes with chatting, because of the autocorrect and all that, sometimes the word gets jumbled. I constantly have to look through my text to make sure none of it gets all weirded up. Alright, let's see how this one goes here. How did Mysterio football gloves but can't color the black parts? Why? They probably didn't think that far ahead with it, to be honest. I mean, that game has a lot of great customization options, but you also have to keep in mind that that game was made in 2003. I mean, it was made the same year Madden 2004 was, or released the same year Madden 2004 was. So any game of that creation type, a lot of those games are going to have very same or similar limitations. Oh, hold on a sec. I messed up. I forgot to change some stuff. Okay. Alright. Should be good then. Alright. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's probably because of those... Like I said, it was just the product of its time. If there's stuff in video games back then that you can, the stuff you can do today that you can't do then, it's because the technology was limited back then, plain and simple. And if there's games back then that you can do that stuff in that the other games didn't do, it was either because the development team wasn't as good, or they were focused on other aspects of the game other than the stuff that you notice. That's really what it comes down to. Or Hart just eats a landmine. And it could have been a mistake. They probably meant to do it white, but someone messed up and put it in red instead. It happens sometimes with designs. I mean, there was famous examples of characters being designed in a way that wasn't intended. Like, the Friday the 13th NES game, the Jason Voorhees in the game, he's freaking purple. And that wasn't their intention at all, but it ended up being like that anyway. And sometimes that happens. Sometimes in video games when you're making them, sometimes you go for a look or try to replicate a look that you just don't get right. And it can be caused by a gajillion different things that really only the development team of the game would know. And plus, it could have been an easy mistake. Like, someone who designed it thought it was red instead of white, or vice versa. It could have been anything. Like a simple mistake like that. Oh, big eye poke. Another landmine. Those aren't bad questions though at all. Like like you when you play a game for a long period of time, you notice those kind of things, and it does lead to questions on why things like it was. But making a video game and those kind of things, it can be tough. And over time, when you're given more details to work on, the more details you have to work on, the easier it can be to miss certain things. Humbling on with the jabroni heart. Nice spinning kick right there. Got ring suplex. Big sledgehammer swing there. Belly to belly slam. Oh my god. Yeah, she... Talk about a guy who pretty much kept his wrestling career going without actually wrestling. Just talk about somebody who just took advantage of social media and just elongated his legacy just through tweeting alone. That's just insane. Because I feel like so many people know about him now is through social media. I feel like if he didn't use it, I don't know how many people would have recognized him. Because, you know, I think it's been a long time since he last wrestled a match. Or at least a major promotional match, at least. Oh, big bamboo stick swing. Another one. The last match, by all accounts, like WrestleMania 17 gimmick battle royal. Yeah. It probably was. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I remember a few years ago, I saw videos on this online. Of course, Raw did they did an anniversary battle royal. They had all these like old school guys. Yeah, definitely. Some of the sounds that in this game for weapon usage can be like pretty interesting. I love the ring sounds in this game too. It reminds me a little bit of the WCW rings. For some reason, they produce a certain sound with the collision that just sounds so good, and this game has some of that in there, which is great to hear. This match does have a 30-minute time limit, so it's going to be interesting to see if they should be able to finish it in time with a hardcore match like this, but you never know sometimes. Oh, big strike right there. Oh, look at this. She gets the win. Yeah, 94 though. Well, we got a new champion. Alright, now for the main event. This is a title for title match. Big John Studd is going to be fighting Giant Gonzalez. And both the TWN belt and the CEW belt will be on the line. The winner gets both belts. Since this was, and plus since this was CEW's like title defense turn, and they had the belt, they chose to do a bye but still have the belt. This is a good example if you don't want to host a challenger for the belt but you still want to use the belt in the match. This is a good example right here for that situation. Let's see. Let's see, where is he? Oh, there he is. Nope, that's the wrong way. Alright, let's see how this match goes here.
Fight!
Yeah, Bion of the Giants. I don't think Gonzalez has lost a match yet, to be honest. The stands. I don't think I saw. Is a jabroni. Oh wow. I think so far in TWN history, I think the most controversial moment so far is B-Slayer breaking up Harlem Heat to pick Giant Gonzalez over Stevie Ray. That has to be like the biggest one by far, because it's like, I mean, it's worked because, I mean, Gonzalez has been a monster, but still, it's just one of those things where I don't think a lot of people would pick Gonzalez over Harlem Heat. You know, now I think about it, there's a lot of free agents we have right now in the free agent pool. I think at some point in the future, I think doing a free agent showcase stream might work to the benefit of you guys, because I think it's one thing to see the name, but it's another thing to see the guys in action. And I might do something with that. I get you there, cause I get you there. I mean, it's worked out. It wasn't a bad pick. It's just something that I don't think a lot of people would think about. That's why it was controversial, because it was just like, who would break up Harlem Heat? Oh, big backbreaker there. Free agent frenzy, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because I wouldn't do something like that with Grapplecade. So I guess there is another TWN focused pay-per-view I can do outside of Grapplecade. He's tamed his ass. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, you posted it. Yeah. Chair. Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing. Because I feel like we got a lot of good free agents, but I feel like it's hard to know who you want. And I do have an idea for that. I think what I'll do is I'll do something. I'll think about it for a minute because I don't want to like clog like stream time up because I know we're gonna have a lot of stuff going on. Interference here. Look, it's a young shoulder crusher Rock. During his days of finishing opponents off with a shoulder crusher. Looks like he's helping Gonzalez off against Big John Studd. Tag team powerbomb. Oh, he just critical Gonzalez with the inverted bear hug. Gonzalez has his first loss. And Big John Studd is a double champion. I got 76. A lot of criticals tonight, which is surprising. You don't see them too often, but yeah, let's see how this one did here. Alright, so Beastslayer got a 79 in this one. So the winner tonight is Star Fox. And best match of the night actually goes to Beastslayer though. Because he got a 94 in that landmine match, so he gets the bonus points there. But yes, Star Fox wins 6 points for winning the night. DPS is runner-up, so he gets 3. And the new records here. That match was a good one. A lot of good matches tonight. It's gonna be interesting to see how the next one goes. It's gonna be interesting to see how the IGW promotion handles Eli and LJC. It's gonna be interesting seeing the division realignments, how the competition's gonna be. Because this division here, this is like the winner division right now. This is the division of the higher performers last season, so it's going to be very competitive. But unfortunately, because there's not a majority 90 or 80, this divisional event will not be adding points to the jackpot, unfortunately. But there'll be plenty of opportunities in the future for that. But yeah, that free agent pay-per-view idea is not actually a bad idea. I might do that at some point, because I feel like with as many free agents we have and you guys looking to build your rosters up every once in a while, I think having an event to kind of put actions to a face will help you guys decide who you want on your roster. Because there's a lot of yeah, and I think I will find a way to give it, like, meaning, like, of some sort of, like, match or stipulational event, and that to kind of give you guys, like, a discount of something in some form. I don't know. I'll have to kink out the details. But yeah, that kind of concludes this one here. I don't plan on streaming again today. I thought I was gonna do two, but I'm gonna, yeah, I will send the update points list. But this will be the stream for the day. I am gonna try to stream twice tomorrow. I am gonna really try to do TWN West. Depends on if I get LGC and Eli, and there's a good chance I could do an episode of Nova as well. Tomorrow as well. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah, I think that'll about do it today. But yeah, big night for Star Fox getting the first win of the season. Slayer and DPS coming up a little bit short, but we'll see how things go from here. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. In case you want to chat with anyone at the Campy Company, you don't want to use the YouTube comment section, we do have a couple options. The first one is we have a Discord channel. You can find a link to that in the About page / About section of our channel. We also have a community tab in our channel as well. You can access that anywhere at any time. We also have a Patreon page. The main goal of the page is to raise money for the channel, to give the channel a bigger budget to do more ambitious things, and also to start making merchandise for the channel as well. And the merchandise itself will be geared towards aspects of the channel that you guys enjoy. So any support we get for that is much appreciated. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like the videos, and have a good day.